How to design a construction joint and a control joint in Autocad. Here are the typical construction joint detail and typical control details in Autocad. As you know, a large area cannot be concreted within a single day. So a construction joint are used when concrete operations are to be interrupted. What is a control joint? A control joint is a strategically placed weakened area on slab that allows for controlled cracking. It essentially allow cracking to occur in predetermined area, minimizing damages in the slab and improving overall slab's appearance. So instead of cracking to occur randomly throughout the slab, engineers design control joint to enable them to control the cracking, and therefore it is called a control or a contraction joint. So you can see the typical details for a construction joint. The first pour and the second pour, and the notes. The construction joint are to be used when concreting operations are to be interrupted. Construction joint may only be used at locations specified for control joint, noted CJ. See ground floor plan for location. What does that mean? You cannot use construction joint in area with high moment or shear force. So areas like the edges of the slab, which are directly carrying the load-bearing walls or columns, should not be having construction joint or even control joint. In this detail, you can see here's my floor plan, my ground floor plan, and the control joint is at the midspan of my slab. So this distance from here to here and from there to there is equal. And therefore, my construction joint will or should be in the same location, or should not be in locations which I don't have control joint, because construction joint may lead to weakened area. So that is why we have this specification that construction joint may only be used at locations specified for control joint. Paint first pour with curing compound before adjacent slab is cast. Curing compound is water. So you pour water before adjacent slab is cast, or whichever component you might be using to do your curing. See ground floor plan. Here's the notes for control joint. Control joint, also known as construction joint, or contraction, not construction. Construction joint is different from control joint. The other name for control joint is contraction joint. So this is the detail. You can see these here. Here's the thickness. So cut as soon as concrete will not travel. Socket shall be timed properly with set of concrete approximately 4 to 12 hours after the concrete is poured. Cutting shall be started as soon as the concrete has hardened sufficiently to prevent aggregate being dislodged by the saw. Cutting shall be completed before shrinkage stresses become sufficient to produce cracking. So these are the typical details. You can just use line work. You can see this is very simple detail. And this hatch, just line work and the hatch. I think this one here. So it's a very simple detail. So I'm not going to redo the detail. And this marks the end of my video. Thanks for watching.